few weeks ago I released a video about EV charging for people without driveways. It included details on the funding available for home Chargepoint installations open to those England households. Even in the short time since that video, things have changed, have further improved, and I want to let you know about the changes and how they might affect you. Even if you do not currently intend to get an EV, I think it's worth considering the changes, as there is value in knowing how this might offer a financial benefit for you. Hello everyone, I'm Andrew. Thanks for joining me today on the electric transition. As I mentioned at the start, there has been a change to the funding available to people without a driveway to help with the installation of EV charging. Even if you do not currently intend to get an EV, there is value in understanding the changes and how you might be better off having taken advantage of it. In a press release dated the 25th of February 2026, the government revealed a grant boost for the installation of an EV charger for homes and businesses in England. Instead of a £350 grant per charge point, those eligible will now get up to £500. For the majority of home installations, those that might be considered typical, where the cable run to the distribution board is no more than 10 metres, that's half of the price of the installation. Those eligible also include flat owners, landlords, renters and businesses. However, this boost might be for a limited time. From April the 1st, there might be just 1 year to get the installation done, after which funding for a charge point could be removed. For the last few years, grants like this have been extended for a single year at a time. We cannot be sure whether this one will be extended again. However, the grants open to businesses for staff and fleet charging have not been extended this time around, which signals that the period for which funding is available is limited, even if we don't know exactly how. This might be the last time we see funding for people needing a charge point. The help for home owners with driveways was already removed in March 2022, and it's hard to believe that there will be many more years for which schemes will remain open. Having said that, I think one grant might be extended beyond 2027, and that's the additional funding available for the installation of cross-pavement channels, which is a separate grant that you apply for through your local authority. That one is set to end in March 2027 as well, but I wonder if that one might remain, simply because the support for that is quite new. It would seem foolish to pull the rug on that so quickly, but you never know, maybe that will also end. So, money being offered by the government or the local authority for cross-pavement solutions to help out those with on-street parking or those who rent or own businesses. Who should be considering this? Well, I think everyone who is eligible, whether you intend to get an EV or not. Why? Because I think it might be a valuable investment. What should be clear from the video I did on LEVI funding, which I'll link from the description and from the end screen, the government are very serious about this transition. We know that because that funding scheme is not just about the installation of charge points, it's also about upskilling local authorities, about employing people, as well as capital funding to pay for public charge points for use by people without home charging. There is also the capability funding used to employ staff to manage and support the transition over the long term. As if it wasn't already obvious, this is yet another signal of just how hard the government is pushing to make this happen. Employing people is a significant undertaking, and yet it is being done. Now, you might not believe that this is going to work. You might say the switch to EVs will never happen, but when it comes to money, we need to be smart with what we have. If you have any belief that EVs are a part of the future, then you should consider what that means for the value of the place you live. If people need to charge their cars, then I think they will pay a small premium for a home in which they can do so easily. That could mean that getting a charge point installed makes your home more valuable. What you have to decide is whether you can manage that investment in the next year and whether it is worth making it. However, this is an investment. As with all investments, there is some risk. It's possible that homes with charging will not be more valuable in the future, so that is what to consider. What I suggest you do is learn a bit more about the costs, see how much the investment would be on your house, and maybe even speak to an estate agent about how much value it might add. Bear in mind, of course, that you are asking the estate agent to predict the future. Some of them might have no understanding of the transition in progress, but I bet some will be well aware of people's priorities when it comes to a home and whether charging is now one of them. Investing is hard. Making the best decisions with your money is difficult for sure. Don't just take my word for this. Speak to a financial advisor and be sure that it's the right thing for you. But if it's affordable for you, once you know how much it will cost you and get a better understanding of how it might improve the value of your home or the ease with which it will sell, then I think it's worth considering. There is a time limit to this funding. While the amount of the grant has been increased this year, as seen in the press release, the end date is currently just 1 year away. This might be a case of use it or lose it. In summary, the funding for a subset of people, such as those with on-street parking, renters and businesses, has been improved in England. You can now get more money to help with the installation of an EV charge point if you need or want one, as well as the funding available for a cross-pavement gully if you need that. Carrying out that work might make your home more valuable, more attractive to buyers as the electric transition progresses. It's a home improvement that might make a future move on the property ladder easier for you. However, the grants available are probably time limited. It seems reasonably likely that the funding will end in a year or maybe 2, especially for the ChargePoint installation. Therefore, now is the time to get your thinking caps on. Consider whether this sort of investment in your home is right for you. Get appropriate financial advice from a professional and do not overstretch yourselves. As with all of my videos, useful links to the information on which it is based are to be found in the description. Use those to learn more and work out if this grant is helpful to you or not. Now, I have a favour to ask of you. Because these grants seem to be time limited, please share this video with friends and family. Let's get this information spread as widely as possible. Even if this isn't right for you or isn't of any interest to you, it might be for someone else, and it would be good for them to have the information on which to base their decision. Thanks very much for joining me today. Your questions and comments on this subject are most welcome in the comments section. I'd really like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is this grant of interest to you? Does the change in the amount available help sufficiently, or is this something which is still out of reach, even if you wanted to take advantage of it? If you've liked the video, then it is a big help to me if you click the thumbs up button, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber of the channel if you want to see more from me. Thanks.